All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Xuanzang's Tower. Good morning, good evening, good everything, good, good Anya for all our Australian friends. Uh, we have an exciting class for you today. We have a class with Mr. Stanley Chen. It's been a little while, cover some Abhidharma. And then we've got Dr. Ben Kramer, some logic. So everybody get your minds ready and excited. So everybody here, Stanley, are you ready?
I'm not, but I'll I'll be ready after we finish the book.
Mm, sounds like just right timing. Nice to see you back in the States.
That's good. Hey, Emily.
Oops, I got in trouble.
Where's that little booger?
Amelie, come here. Geshe
Where's
Michael
that
say,
little booger?
come here, you little booger. She's got a mouthful of strawberries now. She looks like how I looked
Make
that
sure
time
they're
with
strawberries.
they are there. She looks like how I looked that time with the churros, though. Like,
Okay, Stanley, let's do this thing.
yeah, okay. So Gesha, I have to confess something. I spent a few good hours today, and I couldn't figure it out what's happening.
Sleeping.
It's a little hard for me, and then I have no
Oh,
clue.
I don't mind to go straight into the class if you prefer. But if you,
Uh, I I prepare little things. I prepare little things.
okay, let's see.
But mostly I have to depend on you.
I'll still
I
pay
thought
you.
maybe we can review the dome, the summarized verses a
Yeah,
little bit because
not
it's
do dome.
dome. I
don't.
know.
Doom means something bad happened to you. Doom means
Yeah,
uh, something happened today, in fact. But anyway,
that's how I feel now, though. Okay. uh, so let me share my screen a little bit. Can you guys see?
yeah,
Yes.
I can
Okay.
see.
Okay. So I to be honest, I really spent some good time on it, and I couldn't figure out what happened. And I try to translate this paragraph. It just doesn't make sense to me. So that even ChatGPT doesn't make sense to me. So
Something
ChatGPT is not good at
he has to
translating.
learn a few things.
yeah, so I thought maybe we can spend a few minutes since Nick mentioned it's been like the last class is exactly a little bit over a month ago.
Yeah,
December 9th, actually, over a month.
yeah.
So maybe we can go back to some foundation concepts of this Abhidharma's Samuchaya by Master Asanga and commentated by Gyalsa J. And then we can go to the class. Um, so I thought we go to the not Doom but Dome first. The the beginning summarize verses. Uh, and I've been comparing some different version of it. Like so this too is Sanskrit and West Chinese language provided by Geshe from the text. And then I've been studying the Chinese of it.
Hmm.
And I thought today we can look at the Chinese a little bit and see a different angle of it because it's not totally aligned
Okay.
completely. Uh, so I want to review in this way. Um, the Chinese said something interesting. So 本事与抉择是各有四种. Basically, it says there are totally eight. 四种 means eight chapters or eight main divisions of this book. And the first four, it's 本事, it's like characteristics
Hmm.
of
Any good way to
and then 抉择 means ascertainments. That is aligned, but this one doesn't show in the maybe it doesn't show in the above. And then it's quite clear that the let's say 本事 means foundation characteristics, something like that. A characteristic of phenomenons has four. They are this four. The three dharma, meaning the hips, the doors of senses, and the categories. And then there's another one called Samgraha. Samgrappa. She means
Put a B, put an H for each of these two B's here.
put an H for H.
Yeah. Somebody misread the Roman.
Oh.
Sangraha and Tridharma.
Oh,
there you go.
Somehow my keyboard doesn't work. Can't type it right now.
ChatGPT got your keyboard.
It's strange. Sorry, I'll change it later, Geshe. So this should be B, right? Sangraha.
Well, I'll teach you a trick about your keyboard.
Okay.
Hold down the lower left-hand key.
Function.
Hold it down for a while, and then different keyboards will come up.
My whole keyboard is not working though, somehow.
Hold down that bottom left key, FN, and hold it down 10 seconds, and then start to scroll through the keyboards.
My keyboard doesn't have the FN. Sorry.
Oh, no, that's a loser. I can't.
It's an old.
Is that
Chinese language, Stanley?
Oh, maybe. Let me change the language. That doesn't work.
Oh.
It's okay. Let's don't waste time. So the first four, it's called three dharma. This is called a collection. This is like a link or something, and this is some attainment. So that's the first four that we didn't mention previously, but the last four is mentioned. So the last four is four of ascertainment. It's the truth, the dharma, attainment. I didn't remember how we translate this. Is it about commentaries or dialogue? This one.
Probably terms or something. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So according to Chinese, the general division of the book is 4 plus 4, this 8.
Yeah.
And then among the first one of A, which means the three dharma, again, it goes into this one that we study, like how many kakti, why, and take. This Sanskrit is not the Sanskrit provided by Geshe. It's another version I found, but clearly I have some mistakes. But this 9 is it's matched to what we have learned so far, like definition, how we establish them, the order, the meaning.
Yeah.
And metaphor examples, and this one I don't know how to translate in English.
Should be divisions, like the classification you have here.
Classification. Yeah.
Data,
So to make it a little bit more clear, this 9, it belongs to the first one of the 8, which is three dharma, three things. Yeah. And somehow it seems like in the Tibetan we don't have the 2 to 3, but we do have 5 to 2 to 4. We don't have this, but we do have the 5 to 8. Yeah, that's the Chinese is quite clear. In general, there are 8. First 4 is the characteristic of phenomenon of things. Then the later 4 is ascertainment, and then among the first one of the 8, the three dharmas, there are 9, which includes how many and why and all these things. That's the Chinese version of the Dong. the
Oh.
summarize verses. Yeah. And then we will talk about, so Geshe, this I have to ask you. So in this class, we will talk many times about the five kuntus, the five summaries, the five companions.
Yeah.
I have a feeling that you see the last four
Or the Vinishchayas number Nyepas. Yeah.
the last four is match the Chinese version, the truth.
Yeah. The last four are the Vinishchayas. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have a feeling maybe the first kundu is the first four.
Could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna get there. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's just my question or guessing. Okay.
That's okay.
Okay. Okay, I'll stop sharing. That's my opening of the class. Okay.
Do you think there's anybody we didn't confuse yet?
I'm myself is confused because there are so many numbers that I couldn't align
By the
with.
way, it gets easier. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Do you have a homework? No.
No, that's it. That's my homework
Okay.
basically. Yeah.
All right. That's a VOC homework. All right. Let me see here. Let me share my screen. Oh, look what came up by accident. Can you
Ooh.
guys? This is a new book put out by the Diamond Cutter Press in conjunction with the Diamond Cutter Classics translation team. And it is this book by Xuanzang Shi. And it's a very beautiful, detailed book about the Wheel of Life that was written 500 years ago. It's called Stopping the Circle of Sadness. And I don't know, it's like it's almost 400 pages. It's so thick, Stanley. If you get in a fight with your partner, you can use the Wheel of Life on them. And it's a great piece of work. And I want to thank Rosa van Grieken and also Anatole Nguyen for his hard work. And so you can get it, the ebook, by using this QR code if you live in a country where it's allowed. All right. Stop sharing that one. Start sharing. I got a lot of stuff up here, Stanley.
You can imagine.
I don't see your book here. Oh, hang on. I got to go get your book. All right. I'll be Sam.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, hang on. I got to redo this. Hang on. Uh-oh. Are you still there?
Yep.
Good.
Just wait.
Okay, here we go. All right. I think this is where we stopped.
Correct.
In
Yeah.
December 9th. Okay, Stanley, do you want to read this
Yes.
guy?
Sure.
Okay.
Niệm bà niệm bà thế ni tu bà sok sun thang khen chik tu ye ne shi
Chen,
che ne shi she mo be ke pa ni ngã ngã hả? Sorry.
high tone.
ngã sẽ bị chữ so ngã bộ thế ni đem bà là so kia chữ sen khí cơ ne yeah sẽ bà sam tu chi thế nam lê 先 shik tum pa ma yimba shebe PTWN.
Yeah, I'm sorry, this sentence is so long. So Nabargepa means Vinishchaya, which is the reference, could be a reference to any one of the last 4 of the 5 chapters. Along with that ascertainment of what's correct, we have Denyi Dupa, including emptiness or including suchness, etc. These 3, Lenchik to Chene, if we count them all together, we get 4. So there's a reason why the dome at this part is mentioning 4. Mope Gopa means what's the point of mentioning 4? The 35 characteristics that we spoke about before, which is, right, Stanley, 5 plus 12 plus 18.
Right, yeah.
5 heaps, 12 categories, 12 doors of sense, 18 categories.
Categories, yeah.
Okay. They, those 35, which is, by the way, the main subject matter of the first of the 5 chapters of this book, okay? Which is very Abhidharma, okay? Dembala Sope Keche Shenge Gone. We can present those, the same topics in a different feature, which is their truth, okay? Demba. And we're going to get to that.
Okay.
But some do. So we're going to talk about characteristics of the 35 divisions, okay? And you have to understand that we are not teaching, when we teach the qualities, and you were talking about it, here's the 4 Vinishchayas, the last 4 of the 5 chapters, okay? When we talk about the ascertainment of truth, the ascertainment of Dharma, the ascertainment of attainment, and the ascertainment of topics, okay? Those last 4 chapters are really just aspects of the first chapter.
I see. It's like a different angle of the 35.
Yeah, and with more detail on the first chapter. And it gets deeper. So it's first chapter is just presenting facts. And then as we go through the book, we start talking about the emptiness of those facts and things like that. And he immediately jumps into explaining, for example, the emptiness of each of the 5 heaps, and why it relates to misunderstanding. He jumps into it immediately, which is, finally we're someplace comfortable. Okay. All right. So anyway, the first chapter is connected to the last 4 chapters because the last 4 chapters give the details of the first chapter. Okay. And 4 means the last 4 chapters of the 5. Okay.
Okay.
And here's the names of those 4 chapters. Okay. And by the way, here's the page difference between these guys. 29 pages for the first chapter. By the way, multiply times 8 to get the English. So 240 pages for the first chapter. Then we're going to get about 100, almost 200 pages for the second chapter. And we're going to get very strange, just 40 pages for the third, which is strange, and it doesn't seem balanced. And then only 12 folios or 100 pages for the fourth chapter. And 3 pages for the last chapter, which is 25 pages in English. So it seems to shrink as we go through. Maybe he got tired. I don't know. I know what that's about. Okay, Stanley, who's going to read the next part here?
I'll read one more, and then we can start. Ona zeni kunle tupe 남측 두바서 순포 코나 당 렌측 차바 시 임시는
Chiyin.
치인시는
Yeah, Shina. Okay. Sinikun Latupa is the first chapter, right? The Sangraha, the Sangraha or the summary of essential characteristics or something, okay? And it's of the 35 different categories, right? So Nanki, inside of there, you get 33 abbreviations. Dupa Sosum. Okay. And I don't know what he's talking about there. I checked his whole book, which is quite long. His book will be almost 6,000 pages, Stanley. Okay. And there's no 33 mentioned anywhere else in the whole book. So I think we'd have to go through it after we're done and see what's in the 4 chapters that could be add up to 33. Okay. Then he phrases this first section here as a question. It's like, why do you divide the first chapter, only the first chapter, into these 33 different details? You know, what's the point? Why do you do that? Maybe that's why the first chapter is longer, right? So here's his own answer. Here's the answer, okay? Who do you want to read, Stanley?
Okay, let me pick on some victims.
Don't forget, when they read, you have to correct them, even if they don't make a mistake.
Yeah.
That's
If I
my
can.
What?
Did you search for Dupa looking for the 33 and just see if you could find like 33 of
I
them?
looked up so soon.
But okay, maybe it's under Dupa.
It could be, but there's about 10,000 dupas.
Yeah, probably.
Okay, anyway. I think it'll become clear.
Okay.
Maybe sooner than you.
Okay, Maria Myrtle. Hi.
She's one of those upper class people from West Sedona.
Can you read? No? Oh, you're translating? Something like that? No? Can you read something? You want to try?
I never did that before.
Oh, let's try the first time.
Well, that's a bad reason to give in this class.
I can try, but definitely it's just a guess.
Stanley, you gotta correct her, okay?
No problem.
Exactly.
I'll help you, Maria. Let's get wrong together.
What's that?
Dampo,
Dank po gu
Nice.
ni kas par kepa bia
ja, we,
bia ba
we, xin,
shin la
in la, yes. Start with the
in
B.
la du paso sum
Yeah, sumni.
ni de nit
Start with the G.
gepa bia
Ja.
by nam pa kyat
Yep.
cho
Che,
cho jan
Chen,
ston pa in pas
Dumba Yimbe. Dumba Yimbe.
ston pa in pe
Yeah.
den pa nam ge so
Great.
sos dan da ba
Drawa.
dra ba tan pa che
Dembe.
yin Tenpe, Che, Chet,
Yeah, Che.
Yin, Chet, Yin, no.
No, yeah.
Nice. Hey, very brave. Now you're on your way. You will never go back.
Oh.
So we're going back to the dome. The dome means this book is so difficult that somebody wrote a summary of it in poetry, a short verse in poetry, maybe 10 lines or something. So it's at the front of the book. So he says the first 9 parts in the dome are what we should become masters of. Okay, Tepajawa means we should become masters of those things. Those are the things we have to master. Dupa Sok Sumni, but then when he talks about the abbreviation and so on, Deni number Nepachawi number Kecho Shen Tumbayimbe, they are showing other details that are going to help us to ascertain emptiness, suchness, okay? Denyi tattva, okay? And therefore, Demba Namge Sok, this is the second of those 5 extra ones. Demba Namge Sok, these categories at the end of the dome are also meant for the same purpose. So I wouldn't worry much about it. He's just saying, first we present. By the way, later he's going to divide it, Stanley. The whole dome is going to divide it into Jinyepe-cha and Jitawe-cha. What's that?
The way things are and the way all the things there are.
All the things there are and the way all the things there are. So you could say it's Dundam Demba and Kunzop Demba. This is, ultimate reality and deceptive reality. Things in the universe are called deceptive reality. The way they exist is called, their ultimate reality or something like that. Okay. So that's the structure ultimately of the Abhidharma Samuchaya. That's, we start out with counting things, which is all the things there are, Jinyepa, Kuzoptemba, deceptive reality. And then in time, we get into how they exist. Through the Vinishchayas. Probably 4 Vinishchayas means we start looking into their emptiness. You see, it's called the 4 examinations, right? So which of the chapters is Abhidharma?
The first one, basically.
Yeah, really the first one. And this book is a wolf in sheep's clothing, we call it.
Yeah.
Okay. Like it's like a nice, friendly Abhidharma book. And they give you a bunch of facts. Right. And then when you hit the second chapter, they start talking about the emptiness of those facts. And then the whole rest of the book. And which is what makes the 2 half brothers different from each other in this context. Okay. All right. Who's going to read next, Stanley? Who can you torture?
Maria, is your partner with you?
Nope, he's not here right now.
Okay. We'll save one for him later.
Wait, but Hector is here.
Oh. Yeah, if you suggest, I wouldn't say.
Hector, come.
Hey, Stanley, I think Peter's having Mexican food because the wind is really strong here right now.
Oh.
Must be.
Hi, Hector. You guys are having some party, I can tell.
It's been going on a couple of days, I think.
Thank you so much, Stanley, and thanks, Maria. I, like Maria, have never done this. Geshe, I've skirted this since 1996. Yeah,
you're very brave. I say just F it and do it,
Here we go.
Let's go.
Okay.
Stanley, teach me. Am I going
together
on?
Oh,
Yeah.
Hector, when you see the percentage sign, it means I've corrected the carving.
Oh, so it's na or na?
It's
Ona,
ono.
ona.
Ona. What is that
Dupa.
echoing? Ona dupa. Yeah.
Yep.
Sumpo.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Nanpar.
Great.
Uh,
Get.
Nepa.
Get.
Oh, Gepa.
Nyepa.
Gepa.
Nyepa.
Oh,
Nyep.
Niepa Kunla.
Kun. Le.
Tupai.
Tupa.
Oh, Le Tupa. Cool.
Yeah.
And then Nangdu.
Mm.
Oh,
Mm. Yeah.
Mpar.
Rig.
Mpar Rigso.
Yeah.
Shena.
Nice, nice, good. Thank you for being brave. At our age, if you can do this, be brave, you can really break through. Ona symbol means the three ways of grouping things. Okay, Stanley?
Yeah.
Then the three ways of grouping things into the 5 parts of the person, or the 12 doors of sense, or the 18 categories. Number the last 4 chapters are called the summaries, which relate to discernment, meaning seeing the emptiness of things. First chapter is raw material for. First chapter is raw material to look into to check its emptiness. Last 4 chapters are how to check its emptiness. Okay.
Okay.
And he says these 3 ways of dupa, which means these 3 ways of combining stuff in the universe to make sense of the universe, right? The 5 heaps, 12 doors of sense, 18 categories, which is the subject of the first chapter of the Kosha. He says, I don't see why you didn't put that division into 3 in the last 4 chapters instead of just the first chapter. Okay. He wants a justification. Why did you put the categories, the 3 different ways of grouping things? Why didn't you mention it in the last 4 chapters, which is where you talk about seeing the emptiness of things? Okay.
Oh, okay. I see. So Gyaltsen
to me, the question is weird because it does make sense. First, you divide up everything there is in the first chapter, and then you go to Dundam Demba, ultimate reality. What's the truth of those things, right? In the last 4 chapters, and again, those are called Vinishya, which means you're gonna figure out their emptiness. Okay. All right.
Is that a question Gyaltsen asked, or he's just complaining?
It's a rhetorical question. It's
okay.
Somebody's coming and say, what's the point of covering those 3 divisions in the first chapter, and then you don't talk about them in the last 4 chapters? Okay.
Okay.
And here's Gyaltsen J's answer to his own question.
Okay. Hector, the last one is really too short, to be fair to Maria.
Stanley, he's never going to come back to the translator class.
Now that I'm an expert, I'll be joining the translator team. Yeah,
that's what we all do.
Where are we? Is it
Kyommed? Yeah.
Kyomede Choso na. What's that? Poi mam namba
nambe PAS.
nambe tanla bepe yinpa pa yinpe desumni sam yi zeni kunle supe nangdu mope yin
Nice. Nice. Stanley, in just colloquial West Chinese language, what's it mean when you say 见面do?
Oh, 见面读没问题, no problem.
没有问题, yeah, no problem. Okay, 见面 day in scripture.
Oh, 见面读. Oh, okay.
When we talk about these 35 aspects, okay, meaning, okay, when we talk about those 35, and there's a chapter devoted to describing those 35, I think it's natural if we put them in the first chapter, which is where we kind of had a Samuchaya. This is the Samuchaya. We had a summary of what those different divisions are made of. Okay, we gave a summary. This is not a discussion of their true nature. This is a discussion of how we divide them up. So we put that in the first chapter. It makes more sense. Then the last 4 chapters are where you tear them apart and try to see their emptiness. Okay, cool. So to me, it makes sense. He says Gyaltsab J. Okay.
Okay.
First chapter is devoted to data, and the last 4 chapters are devoted to the analysis of that data. Okay.
Geshe, does it really say the last 4 is also analyzing the first one? Does it?
Well, the last 4 are very famous because they're called Vinishchaya. Their name is the analysis, of the first chapter. Yeah.
But it
So
clearly says that.
Yeah, he gets the data and its divisions in the first chapter, which an Abhidharma Kosha person would take as wisdom. And then Abhidharma Samuchaya person says, hey, that's not wisdom. That's just categories of stuff. It doesn't discuss their true nature. So it's very beautiful.
Oh, okay.
The first chapter is Abhidharma Kosha. The last 4 are kind of Nagarjuna, but more Vasubandhu. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Who's going to read next, Stanley? By the way, to me, the book is getting exciting. I was afraid it was just going to be a rehash of the Kosha.
Right. Yeah.
He's advertising it differently. He says the first chapter, you guys get through this first chapter. I promise you some emptiness stuff. By the way, he doesn't wait for the second chapter. He can't hold himself, so he's going to start writing. Okay.
Okay, cool. Let's see who else. Dodo, come on.
So that's pronounced Dodo's name.
Nipalasum Chanki Yewadang Selwe Yewadang Tun Duwad Dual.
Wow.
Good, nice. By the way, basically, Tibet, West Chinese language doesn't have diphthongs. It doesn't have 2 vowel sounds in a row, except with this ending particle and things like that. Duao, awao, wow. Okay. I like the picture of your coyote, Stanley. That's in VOC, right?
Yeah, they are huge. Yeah.
Man, he must be eating a lot of dogs or old ladies walking through VOC.
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous here.
Okay. Nipa Lasum. Here's Nipa. Naba Shengi Gone Chidatu Nipa Jao. So I gave you the reference. These texts only say number 2. We reached discussion number 2. So you have to go back in the book and you find he's going to talk about splitting into different aspects so that we can ascertain more information in detail. Okay, which means he's going to try to stuff some emptiness stuff into this simple classification chapter. Okay. And to do that, we're going to do Changi Yewa. We're going to discuss the numbers. Why is he hung up on numbers? By the way, what's the famous yoga word here, Chang?
Sankhya?
Yeah, Sankhya, Changchenpa, the number guys. Here it says, you've got the number of, you got those 5, you got those 12, you got those 18, okay? Yeah, that's your first step. Then you're going to explain the selwas. And I'll give $100 for 3 completely different meanings of this word.
Something that fits into a category.
Wait, you gotta raise your hand. Oh, I can't see your word.
Go ahead, Nick.
Go ahead. It's okay. You already got more of that than I did.
Selwa means something that a member of a category.
Great. That's a great one. That's a very difficult one. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Member of a category.
It means to clarify.
Yeah, that's the super easy one. And then there's the tough one, $33. Well, you could just tell
I'll take it if you don't.
You couldn't get the last 33.
Get it, Kramer. Wait. Oh no, it's a
No, it's not the reason. It's the other.
It's the assertion.
Yes. Yeah. In a
the characteristic to be cleared away.
Good. In a prasangika.
In
a logical statement. And it was the topic of Ben Kramer's book a long time ago. Like last week or something. No, just kidding. Okay. Anyway, you got $100.
Thanks, Kramer.
And then it's the summary. Okay. All right, Stanley, who's gonna suffer next?
Continue, Dodo, please.
Yes, sir. 방번이 홈캄 개체 남 개체 생기 거네 ngepa chela ngepa chepala sheyete dempa nam ngepa nam ngeso su yubeche.
Yeah, good. Tongbo means here he says the divisions, just counting the 35, okay? Just counting. Just numbering, making a list, okay? The list here includes the Punkam KJ.
Gives total senses and categories, yes.
Why does he put them in that order?
Punkam KJ.
They're always taught Pun KJ Kam.
Oh, yeah. 5, 12, and 18. Oh, wait, 5, 18, and 12, yeah.
When you in West Chinese language, it flows better if you put it into 2 pieces of 2 each.
Oh,
so that's all. Okay.
Oh, I see.
It's okay. Punkam KJ. Anyway, Punkam KJ nam KJ Shengi Gone. We're going to use other characteristics. KJ means characteristics to ascertain them. Nyepa chepa. Okay. And that's going to happen in 4 different sections, which are called Demba Nange, the ascertainment of reality, etc., which means Che number ngepa, Topa number ngepa, and Dawetam, which means the ascertainment of things, the ascertainment of attainment. And Dawetam means discussion, basically. Okay. Okay. So all he's saying here is in the first chapter, we just count them. And then in the other chapters, we analyze them. He's repeating that. Okay.
Right.
That was his first part, which was just giving you the count of the 35. Now we reach the second part, which is supposed to, according to word, be the members that are in those groups. Okay.
Continue, Geshe. Wait.
Yeah. We need to find a victim.
Yeah, okay. Tin from Vietnam, please.
Thank you. Nipa, Nipani, Trukpani, Nampa, Thapa, Drupa, Namki, Mikpa, Secha, Chitawani, Dentang, Shete, Pakpe, Dempa, Shio.
Nice. Awesome.
Yeah.
Nipa, so Nipa was supposed to be the members of the categories, right? Like the 35 members or something. Okay. Drupani, I take it here to be the two big divisions that he's going to talk about shortly, which is the two divisions of reality. Okay. Distinctive reality and ultimate reality. Number tapa dupa namki lamki mikpa shejawa tawani. What, for those of us who want to reach some kind of pure understanding, the things that our path of the path that we're going to follow needs to focus on is presented in the summary, the dome, with the words dendang, which means I'm gonna first, when I present to you the two categories of reality, I'm going to start with den, which means the four truths. Yeah, the four truths, the four Arya truths. Okay. Now, would you think the four Arya truths should more relate to just making a list of all the stuff there is? Or do you think they should more relate to the true nature of all the stuff that is?
I think it's more the second one, the true nature.
Let's see. I think he's tending towards the first one.
Okay.
But
it's another number again.
Say again?
I think because it's another number, he's saying another. This is the four.
Oh, maybe because it's a division. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, actually, here's the answer word. Who's going to read it, Stanley?
Tin, can you do another one? It's so good.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. Chesonga, Jinye, Yopa, Tang Denpashi, Chitawa, Shintu, Yopate, Secha, Teni, Tokpa, Chepe, Tapni, Chanam Yete, Sumrak Ki Chotang, Tersamgom, Sumki, Sherak Kepe, Chetu Yin Pe Chete.
Wow, awesome. You just read the whole book and we don't have to do it.
Yay. Sounds good.
Okay. Chisong means 35. Okay. Songa means 35. In West Chinese language, it's T5. Instead of saying T5, you just say T5. Okay.
I see.
So the 35 things that we're going to discuss, they represent the half of reality, which is called Jinyepa Che. That means all the stuff there is. Okay, all the stuff there is. Jinyepa Che. The 35 represent all the different categories of stuff, and then the Dembashi, the four Arya truths, represents Jitawa, which means the way things really are. Okay. So the Abhidharma division into 35 categories is kind of like a scientific list of all the stuff that exists. And then the four truths get into the true nature of those 35 things. Okay.
Cool.
Sheja Deni Topa Chepe Top. What's the way to understand, I would say, this division of reality into two halves? Okay. How do you get to there? And then he says, that's Chudnam Nge. That's the chapter called The Ascertainment of Dharmas. Okay. Where we're going to really get into it. Because this is for the purpose of Sunab Giche, understanding the Dharma, of the teachings. And also we're going to try to produce Kyapa, the shit-up, the wisdom. Te Samgom. What are those three, Stanley?
Listening, contemplation, and meditation.
Yeah, and listening always means classroom hours, okay?
Right.
Hours on Zoom. Okay. And by the way, I gotta say, as an old man, the more hours, raw hours you spend in these classes, the more successful your life will be. You know, like almost every day. I don't know. Today I got an email, Stanley. I think it's $400,000 or something. Just stuff like that. If the more you study, the more you think about it, the more time you give to studying these things, just cool stuff happens. Okay, really. So nobody believes me. That's the frustrating thing.
I just realized, is Geshe kind of explaining the 5 chapters one by one right now?
Yeah, kind of that. Yeah.
Right. This one is about the ascertainment of the Dharma, and the last one is ascertainment of the truth, right?
Yeah, the bold is from the dome, I think. Yeah.
Okay. That's clear now.
Yeah.
Okay. I see.
Who's gonna read this one? I'm gonna trust you down.
Let me travel to VOC again, because Peter, out of a good heart, just show up for reading this lines.
Yeah, the wind got more.
Hey, Peter.
Hi.
Turn. It's your turn. Maria
You guys,
decided.
they do look like aristocrats from Sedona.
I didn't know that I was up. That's news.
Us real people, we're the real people.
Up here, okay. Topa nampa niepa ni shepa nipo tetap de la tena topa yepa.
Ene topa.
Where?
NAS. Ne.
Yepa gangshak dang. Tegyu kipang yar. Second.
Banja, I think.
Banja. Ripadang gongtok pelpa
Muntok.
Muntok pelpa pelrip. Kine Shapton Paye Pachino.
Chepa. Yeah.
All right. So the next chapter has to do with Topa, which what's that mean, Stanley?
Attainment. Yeah, it's the number 4 chapter. Yeah.
Yeah, 4 out of the 5 chapters. So what does the chapter called attainment have to, what are we going to do there? We take those 2 kinds of knowable things, Shejan Yipo, which means Jine and Jita.
Jinepa and Jitawa. Okay.
All the stuff there is.
And the way they are. The way
that all the stuff there is. Okay, good. Which is the 2 realities. Okay. Shejan Yipo. By the way, when they say 2 truths, it's a very dangerous word, because truth in English means a statement. You see? He's telling the truth or something like that. And in the ancient languages, that word, which I prefer reality.
Reality, right. Yeah.
Reality, it means the actual thing itself. It doesn't refer to a statement about whether it's true or not. Okay. So the word "to truth" is a dangerous translation. If you can avoid it, it's good. Okay. So these 2 truths, these 2 realities. Okay. If you use this top K, upaya.
Skillful means.
Yeah. If you use this particular method, you can become a person who understands them. Topa with a
S.
S, good, who really understands it. And then in your gyu, which means tantra,
In your mind, mental
study
stream.
Buddhist psychology means your mind stream. Yeah. In your gyu, you will get pel drip. Okay, pel drip. This is that kind of noun in West Chinese language that's created by two opposites. Like I'm going to show you here, qi yang. Okay, qi yang. What's that mean, you guys?
Weight.
Yeah.
Light, heavy.
Okay. Yeah, heavy. The word for the weight of something in Tibetan is heavy, light. The word for the length of something is long, short. Okay. So you're gonna get in your brain pel dip.
Glory obstacles.
Increase in good stuff and block the bad stuff.
Yeah, Ben Kramer's got it. You're gonna get an expansion of the good part of your brain, and you're gonna get a reduction of the stupid part of your brain.
Oh,
okay.
I see.
Okay. Now we go backwards. Okay. Now we go backwards. The panjas in your mental continuum are gonna jippa.
The panja.
The things
that you give up are going to diminish.
Like anger, stupidity, like that, laziness. They are gonna be diminished. And then your ngutok abhisamaya.
Realization, understanding.
Your understanding is gonna explode. Okay. And so you'll have a very good shrinking and expanding going on. Okay. And that's why we teach the fourth chapter.
Okay. Wow.
We got room for the third. We got room for the last one here. Let's finish. By the way, yes.
Is he saying temporarily? What's the NACUP?
States of your mind. Stages. Stages.
Yeah, like situation stage.
Yeah.
Like,
okay, good. What was I gonna say was I forget. Anyway, okay. Don't forget everybody that in 3 minutes, Stanley's gonna lead a discussion, which is gonna be very challenging. How can you use this stuff in your real life? I have no idea. You could be a starving translator.
That's very practical, yes.
Okay. Stanley, why don't you read the last one for good luck?
Okay. Ran ki yung den ki che nan tok chin tok pa la den ne shen ki dun che be se jita den la I forgot this. Ndepa ni
good.
Den nam bar nie bao.
Yeah, nice, good. It's talking about the last part of this is the 10th thing mentioned in the Dom, and it's the last of the 5 chapters. Rangi Yindage Chenam, the good qualities within you, how to get them, and how to use your realizations of emptiness, especially. Now, here's the important part, Stanley. Shen Chepa.
To help others, I guess.
For the sake of others?
For the sake of others. For the goal of serving others. This is so beautiful if you think about it. I'll give you one dull Abhidharma chapter and we'll make a list of all the stuff in the universe. Then I'll give you 3 chapters about how to see the emptiness of those things. And then the last chapter is going to be, how do you use this to help people? Which is exactly what you're going into right now in your class. Okay, so then he says, how to decide how to use this information for helping real people. That's the last chapter. That's the last ascertainment. That's the last Vinishchaya. and it's discourse.
Cool.
Beltam. And the implication of the word Beltam is discussion with those people back and forth. It means back and forth discussion. So Tam means discussion, but Beltam means, and Geltam sometimes, it means how do you talk to people back and forth? How do you give and take with other people? And it's a very beautiful, it's a fantastic structure to a book. Okay. The last chapter is how to go out and have conversations with real people about this emptiness stuff. Okay. Very cool. Okay. Grandpa's gonna stop sharing. Grandpa's gonna go get the cat in out of the wind because this is my job. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Grandpa.
Okay.
Thank you, Geshe Michael.
Cool. Okay. 15 minutes discussion time. We talked about basically the 5 kunduk, but 5 chapters of this book, which is very different from the 8 chapters of Abhidharma Kosha. Let's review it quickly, and then we can go into discussion. Basically, the first one is the 35 dharmas, like the combination of 5 heaps, 12 doors of senses, and 18 categories. The things, how do you call it? Geneva, all the things there are in the world. Like numbers, all kind of numbers, who they are, facts. That's the first Samuchaya, the first companion. And then the later 4, according to Geshe, is how we understand Jitawa, right? The things, all the things, the way of all the things, the way of all the things. How they work, the emptiness of them. In a way, from the last class, we kind of see them as the first chapter is the object of the meditation, your vipassana, the object of your vipassana, and the second the 4 chapter, the later 4 chapters, is how you analyze them, how you understand them. And then today we learned something new. We learned that the middle 3, from meaning the 2 to 4, which are the ascertainment of truth, the ascertainment of dharma, and the ascertainment of attainment. It's more for our own benefit, for our own understanding, and for our own goal of diminishing all these abstractions in our mind, to make us smarter, basically, and more pure, more loving. And then the last one, which is number 5, is discussions, the ascertainment of discussions. Emphasize on how to use what you learn from the first 4 chapters to help other people. As Geshe just suggests, that's what we are trying to do right now. Like, how can we bring, like, to help other people, we have to bring these high ideas with complicated names into practical application, into real lives of ours. So let's try that now. We have about 12 minutes, the golden 12 minutes, the golden window of discussion. Any one of you have any ideas how we can leverage this? How can we use it? You can say how can we can use. You can start by how we can use it on your own problems or goals. Then we know how to help other people. Anyone or any ideas you have, any realization, any questions, you're all very welcome to open your mouth after turn on your microphone. Anything?
I'll share, since
Please.
I'm not in these things often. What I came into the call a little later. What I loved about just the description of the 5 chapters is that, let's start at 5. In talking to other human beings who are looking to overcome their problems and get their happinesses, we start at chapter 5. There is a dialogue that can be had. So I got really excited that, if we could just use the knowledge that we have to share so other people can overcome their suffering and reach their happiness. What if there was a way to do that? And what I loved about it was chapter 1 through to 4, said, listen, you can talk about all and anything. There is a way you can talk about all existing things. But then the nuance is people are talking about stuff all the time. The nuance is, can you get to the real wisdom behind the stuff? So in discussing with friends, family, colleagues, students, it's not just about the stuff, but can we get to that wisdom that understands how the stuff works, why the stuff is? And then the last thing that takes away is this hope that we can diminish the garbage in our mind and amplify the realizations. That little line there, that really gave me hope that I can get rid of my problems. And if I can get rid of my problems, I can help other people do that just by discussion, investigating reality. I don't know if it's a summary or it just motivated me. Yeah. Just knowing the 5 chapters.
Wonderful, wonderful. Reminds me, thank you, Hector. It reminds me of a small line about from this class where it says the 4 truth that we learn, or 4 Arya truth, the 4 realities we learn, is actually a way to see the 35 dharmas. I never really connect these two in this way, because the 35 dharmas is in the Abhidharma kosher is the chapter number 1. And then the 4 truth comes later, and I never really connect these two in this way. It's really cool. They are the same object in a way. When we talk about 35 dharmas, we're counting the numbers of all the existence in the world. But when we talk about the 4 truth, we are kind of going deeper into the realities of them, how they work, and how they create problems for us, and how we can clean all those problems. It's really cool that this Samuchaya connect these 2 parts this way. It is exciting to learn that. Yeah. All right. Anyone else? Hector had a great beginning. Thank you. Yeah. I need to learn how to make people open their mouth.
Stanley, it's easy with me.
Okay. Please.
No, it's interesting. When I listen to Hector now, I remembered when I started to study many years ago, and I heard Geshe Michael talk about all existing things. I didn't, what is Hector doing? I didn't understand the concept of all existing things. Like, which is really funny now, because in this group, like everyone talks about that. So recently I had something with ChatGPT, and I talked about the cause of the universe, and then there was a stupid answer, and then I said, well, what if when I talk about the universe, I mean all existing things? And then ChatGPT said, oh, that's a different kind of story. Then it doesn't have a beginning, etc., etc., etc. So I think sometimes with new people, we have to try to explain even that first step that we approach, the idea which I have heard nowhere else in the world at any time, that you could approach looking at at what is as all existing things. And I think sometimes when we're teaching, we're a little bit too fast on that step, and we lose people there. Do you know what I mean? Because I think if people understand quickly in the beginning that that's what we're talking about, that alone blows your mind. You don't look excited. I'm frustrated.
No, I'm just still confused by the whole Abhidharma book, so it's not your fault. I'm just thinking.
That's what I thought. How could, when we talk about that topic, how could we formulate it so that people understand even what we mean when we talk about all existing things? Because it's just one word, and then we move on, and people sometimes
right. I see. Yeah. That it's interesting. Another point of view of saying this is it's from the previous classes. The reason these masters even group all existing things into different categories, like the 5, 12, and 18. Another purpose to do that is so that we can meditate on them. Because you can't meditate on all of the things in the world. It's too many. You need a single object or something. So by saying 5 heaps or 12 doors of senses, 18 categories, you get to meditate and then you get to increase your wisdom.
Maria,
it seems like Dr. Kramer wants to say something.
I'm trying to think of why these divisions lead to wisdom. And it seems like these three groups, right, 5 or 12 or 18. Maybe we could have a fourth group, which is Peter's group, which is one, all existing things. They are redundant or something. They are complete divisions. Any one of these four now systems cover everything in the universe, and we divide things all sorts of different ways. We're in a mood in the country right now thinking about people as liberal or conservative or country folk or city folk, and they you can divide the whole world that way, um and I think it makes things be right. Those things exist because of our divisions. We draw lines around things. We can turn the whole world into just 5 things. We can turn the whole world into 12 things, two truths, if you like, and then those things, or one thing, yeah, and then it is so, in a sense, independence on us. I'm I'm thinking, I'm hoping, I'm excited to see, right? If this tool is leveraged in a way to show us our creation of the world by drawing lines, uh, drawing lines around this, drawing lines around that. And now it is so. You're not me because I drew a line there, or you are me. We are, we. We could be you and me. Two things. We could be we, one thing, work totally together. If we just acted in accord as all existing beings, think how much that one being could get done, perhaps.
I love that. Ben, you answered the question that Maria said, which really is adding to that, is when we start talking about dividing things, all existing objects in different categories, I think one of the things I feel why we lose people in the beginning is why are we asking that question at all? Like no one is ever, at least I have never heard that someone attempts to do that.
Yeah,
and
maybe
so
it's a story about the creation of the universe.
Exactly. There could be a pre-step 0 where we give a reason why we're talking about that and then doing the divisions. Anyway, thank you.
Yeah,
it's
exciting. Another thing for you guys to think about, and for me too, for sure. In later part of the book, it mentioned one of the main reason to divide things into these 3 categories is to attack 3 major misunderstanding about me. There's a way to connect it to that direction, and that might have some hints to answer Ben's question, why these 35 or 3 groups of things will lead to, why understanding them will lead to wisdom. Yeah, there's a, yeah, it comes later. I cheat a little bit, I look ahead. Yeah. Cool. Anyone else have some exciting or smart words to share?
Not both, please.
Abhidharma tend to make people quiet. I learned this pattern. Okay, I'll say something in the last 1 minute. Because we learned we have spent like 7 years learning the first Abhidharma book, Kosha. It seems like, as I remember, it's really the first time the book itself says, in order to help other people, we're gonna do chapter number 5. That's what it says today, right? It's very refreshing to me because in the first 7 years, we seldom hear that. We were just so deep into, dividing realities. It's a little bit like what ChatGPT is doing nowadays. Like, but with that tool, with the knowledge of reality or all the things in the world, if we can turn that energy into helping other people, it's just like how we use ChatGPT. It could be very productive and healthy. And that's what I take today. Like anything we learned, not just classics and any knowledge in the world. If we can hold this motivation that maybe somehow I can use this knowledge to help other people in the future. That would be a great thing to do. And then it's so beautiful that the last chapter of this book is dedicated to that. And I really salute to that. That gave me a lot of hope and extra motivation to finish this long journey. And thank you, Geshe, for choosing this higher Abhidharma in a way. It's really cool. Yeah. Okay, I think it's time. Thank you for your excited participation, and we'll probably see you again in 1 month in the next class. Now let's turn to Juan Hasso. Where's Juan? Oh, he's here. Okay.
Hi, Stanley. How are you?
Hi. Good.
Good to have you back in Rimrock. Oh, now you're in Sedona, no?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Pretty view you have there. And yeah, let me know. I've been trying to contact you guys. Let me know for the party we have to organize.
All right.
If you have suggestions, really greatly appreciate it. Okay, thank you. So yeah, as you know, like things are like pumping here in Arizona. We have very wonderful friends visiting that. It was wonderful to see them today in the class. Hector, Peter, Maria. So I'm so glad that you came, and I just hope you keep coming to these classes. Honestly, I think you are really great teachers. And if you are like around this kind of content and here with us to give us your, how to say, inputs like you just did now, I think we all gonna benefit. So I will say, keep coming, and so glad that you are here. So welcome to Arizona. All right, so what have been happening? Remember last Monday we had a very cool interview with Joel about the new ALL library, digital library. Actually, you know, I went and did my homework. Finally, at least I tried to, okay, I'm gonna use it and see how much I can figure it out. Suspiciously enough, I had some trouble because, you know, my Tibetan is super limited. So then I find things, but they are in like Western Chinese language, and I don't know what to do with them. I know a little bit, but very little. So then I go to ChatGPT. Can you translate into English? It's so interesting to me, suspicious actually, that at the beginning of the class, Geshe and Stanley were talking about ChatGPT not being yet a good tool for these things. And that's exactly what had happened. Next picture, please. This is the translation it gave me, right? And if you can, I don't know if we can do that. Okay, I'm just gonna try. For $20, check this thing out. Just for $20. Can you show the other picture, please? The preview? No, yeah. So just check the very first line. If anybody, except Mixed Nuts translators, but if anybody else tells me what's the very first problem you will notice here, you get $20. Just in the first line, right? Check it out. Mayinte sachupalani deshin shekpa ni yin. No, let's say that. All right, just that. Next picture. Okay, if anybody can tell me why I already felt someone was...
Can I?
Okay. Someone in the chat is close. Chu isn't a word. That's not exactly, but it's close. Yeah, if anybody knows why I already was like, something's weird here. Anyone?
The first line is like talking about Sachupala is the 10th level of Bodhisattva, and is the Tesin Sepa is the one gone dust. but the first line in English doesn't talk about that.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. $20 for teen. Thank you so much. So that's the thing. I already was like, wait, something's weird here. So next picture, please. And then it's like, okay, the translation, why? And then breakdown, it says Sachupa, the 20 or the number 20. And I was like, what? And then next picture, please. And then I was like, how do you say number 10 in Tibetan? I asked the ChatGPT, and the ChatGPT says chu. So then I ask again, next picture, please. Translate the very first line. And now it's very funny now that ChatGPT got it correctly. So it almost seems to me that the ChatGPT could, or any, I don't know, AI could kind of learn after, you're like, oh, so what about chu again? So now they got it. But anyways, next picture, I think that's all that I could do. I'm not yet finding exactly how to answer my questions, but it's a progress. And I recommend everyone, if you want to use this tool, well, keep coming to these classes because knowing Tibetan is extremely helpful, and it will help us to find out so many answers that we or others could have. Okay, so today we have Mr. Sugen here with us. We want to congratulate him real quickly, and we will hear from him a little bit of what he has to say about this wonderful book that now is available for all of us. Welcome, Sugen.
Hi, thank you, Juan. And
so congratulations on this first book. Now you are very on in your second book, but what is this one about, and why you will say people should read it?
Yeah, first of all, the honor should all go to Geshe Michael, who is the real translator. So I'm very honored to be involved in the process of compiling all the translations. And I think this book is special in the sense that first it was a textbook on the monastic university of the past, and because it is a textbook, it is not too difficult compared to the current one that is being translated, but it is not easy too because it is going very, very deep into this topic. So there is one. Secondly, I believe all of you must have realized after we are going for 7-8 years now on the mixed nuts that we have a culture that we will not leave any stones unturned, and that means that I always like to tell people, when you read books by Geshe Michael, pay attention to all the details, especially the footnotes and appendixes. Those are very, very valuable. In fact, I learned a lot just from the footnotes and the appendixes. So those are very, very, and of course the intros. Yeah, thank you, Venerable Palas. The intros are also very, very important. And this book itself, it doesn't only include the content of the Wheel of Life, but also Geshe Michael added the story of how the wheel came about. There are 3 versions at least that we discuss in there. And then we went into deep, Geshe Michael went to find out the more history, biography of the Khetrap Tempa Darge, who is the great master who wrote this commentary, and he is also the famous guy whose commentary is being discussed and translated by Tim Lowenhub on the Jewel of Realization. So we know he's somebody who is very, very special, and the content will be very, very amazing. And finally, as a dessert, I think Geshe Michael added the poems by Arya Nagarjuna on the Wheel of Life. 7 verses, but they are very concise and very, I would say, eye-opening. And yeah, I can say that. Oh yeah, Anatole, thank you. The headings too. Those are very, very good summaries of the flow of thoughts in the book. So yeah, Geshe Michael put a lot of effort to arrange all the headings. If you have difficulty reading the content, read the table of content is already very mind-boggling. if you can follow the table of content based on all the headings that Geshe Michael added in, you will increase your understanding of this wheel of life much deeper. So that is what I can say. So don't wait, get a book, start reading all those amazing things that Geshe Michael added in there, and you will become more knowledgeable on this wheel of life. Thank you for the time.
Thank you so much, Sugen. So there you go. If you want to learn and understand better about the 12 links on dependent origination, that I bet is a great book to do so. And we'll be talking more about it soon, I hope. Next, before we go on into our next class with Geshe Michael Roach and Ben Kramer, just a reminder, we are planning a celebration on the Year of the Wooden Snake, and it's going to be next Tuesday, 6 p.m. Arizona time, January 19 in Asia at 9 a.m. Okay, and we have also another great host today here with us. It's Benji, who's going to be talking about this very, fascinating relationship between the Bhagavad Gita and the Lady Niguma practice, because they are having an event soon, and also he wants you to come to the Bhagavad Gita to meet him in person. Hey Benji, where are you? Are you in the
Thank
cave?
you, Juan. I'm not in a cave. It just gets really dark over here.
But where is it?
North Carolina.
All right, wonderful. You look great, man. I always say you are the best well-dressed yogi.
Giving me a bad reputation, Juan.
No, it's good. It's good. And my professional ethics don't let me say much about it, but lately I hear very high people speaking very good about you. So you're like, wow, this guy must be special. Thank you for being here. And I would like to hear from you. What are you planning with Teresa? How this course came to be? And maybe if you could give us a little taste of what are you going to be doing this Wednesday?
Yeah, cool. Well, since 2020, YSI has taught 2 of the 3 texts that Geshe taught when he started to teach about the worldview of yoga. So for 100 bonus points, which 2 texts did we already teach?
It's Yoga Sutra and Hatha Yoga Pradipika.
Wow. Are you still handing out those pens?
Yeah, man, I have them. Do you have yours still?
Yeah, I do.
Wonderful.
I'm gonna start giving those away as bonus points.
Okay, we can talk about that.
So now we're starting to touch on the 3rd text, the Bhagavad Gita. So we've already covered Raja Yoga, Hatha Yoga, and now with Bhagavad Gita, we start to get into Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga, Sankhya, the numbers guys. If all that sounds boring, then the Gita is probably for you. It was written as an epic poem and meant to be sung. So it's kind of like a good night story. It's not like a verse by verse kind of pithy thing. It's the great grandfather of all good movies. So this Wednesday, I'll hang out with Teresa. We're going to talk about Lady Naguma, all of Lady Naguma's inner and outer methods, and what would Lady Naguma and Lord Krishna talk about if they were in a coffee shop? Should be fun.
Yeah, and what are your insights? I know very little about Bhagavad Gita, just the very basics. And Lady Niguma, I guess I'm somehow familiar over the years. But what would you say is the connection there? What would you say if I just ask you, let's say we're just walking in Japan, like last time in the philosopher's path, and I go, hey, Benji, I've been wondering, what do you think is the relationship between the Bhagavad Gita and Lady Niguma? What will you say? Imagine, we are there next to the creek and just walking, and then
I think we would probably say inner and outer methods.
All right.
They both are very practical teachers. Lady Naguma gives you an entire framework. the biggest issue that Arjuna has is that he gets the worst diamond deal of all time. And he just kind of freaks out. And then Lord Krishna's there to pat him on the head, give him some methods, and say, let's work it out.
That's wonderful. Okay, and what about Lady Niguma?
Her too. I mean, she'd probably say, give me some sun salutations. Let's do a dissolution meditation on the elements and kind of work out our diamond deal together.
Inner and outer methods. I really like that. So you guys gonna be having like an in-depth conversation about this upcoming Wednesday. Thank you so much, Benji, because I was wondering why these guys, YSI people keep insisting on sending me posters in New York time. But you, man, you are different. You finally send me one that sits in Arizona time. So thank you so much. Now that we are, used to the Central World time, it's difficult for us. What's New York time? We're talking about Arizona time.
I know. It's almost as if there was anyone who wanted to go, now that they see that it's at 5 in the morning, they're definitely not going to want to go. This is great.
Okay, but we hope because they know how valuable these teachings are. Maybe they do small effort, or they watch the recording.
It'll be available on YouTube next day.
Okay. And one more thing is this event, but also we want to use the time real quick to invite people to the other event, which is gonna be on February. Here, we are already excited to welcome you all. We have everything ready pretty much. The venue's there. I've been being asked to check on a few other things, like some surprises with you and the nursing home and other things that I won't say here. But thank you so much for everything you're doing. Last words to invite people to Bhagavad Gita, and we move on to next class.
I hope to see you guys there. It's a party in a way that only YSI could party. Please come.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Benji. And we'll see you soon coming up here in Arizona Bhagavad Gita. By the way, just to say, Errol was complaining that I called you the well-dressed yogi. He wants to compete for the title. So I think fair competition. It's okay, Errol. You can prove yourself. Try and see what happens. So we'll see what happens here in Arizona for the 2025 title award of the most well-dressed yogi. See you in February. Thank you, Benji.